Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be building up and painting the Puma vehicle from Revell. It's a level 4 kit and it's number 03288. It's 1 in 76 scale and it consists of 69 parts. The guide at the back gives you an idea of what colours to use. They're listed in number only to try and force you to buy their brand. Inside we have 2 sprues and a set of full colour instructions, and we'll quickly go through those. The finished example of the kit is on the cover for reference. We have the usual tips and health and safety guide, plus completed sprue trees for reference, as well as your colour guide. Then from here on it's all assembly instructions. There's 14 or 15 steps to follow, depending on what options you choose, and it finishes off with an example of the camo paint. We also have a small decal sheet, and here's a closer look at the sprues. While everything is still on the sprues, I decided to spray it all with primer. This will save me trying to spray the independent pieces later. I'm going to be working on this kit in sort of reverse order, so I'm going to start off with the display base, and this is the road section consisting of 4 pieces. I dry fit it together first before gluing it together with model cement. These sections did not go together neatly as there are a huge gap between the pavement and the road. So I'll mix up some green stuff, roll it into a snake and push it into the gaps. Once dry, it will also add some additional structural strength. I sand it back with some sandpaper, trying to blend in the edges, and then I can move on to the painting stage. I start off by covering everything in primer, and then colour wise I basically copy the box art, so that the pavement in grey, the road in black, plus any dirt in shades of brown. I added some black panel liner to the bricks to create some depth, and then I gave everything else a light grey dry brush, and this brings out all the highlights, so you end up with 3 tones. To top it off I used a couple of different weathering powders, and this looks like old dried dirt. Then finally I spray on some matte sealer, and that's this part done. I found it worthwhile painting some of the small items on the sprue. It's just much easier to hold and less fiddly. The trade-off is there needs to be a tiny bit of clean up once removed. Right, I'm now beginning assembly on the tank, and you see just how tiny some of these pieces are. Some of the tinier pieces I will do off camera, because if I don't give them my full attention, I'll lose them forever. But basically I'm on step 3 of the turret assembly, and once this is done, this will be a fully completed unit. You have to be careful with the barrel and make sure it goes on straight. Next goes on the underside, and there's a lip all the way around for it to sit into. Now it's stated to push the barrel into place and not glue it. This will allow it to move up and down very slightly. Now the turret can be attached to the upper part of the tank. Both the peg and cap are glued together, and this allows the turret to rotate. Next I take the underside of the tank and attach both side pieces. You need to apply a little bit of pressure to get rid of the gap. And with that being sorted, you can join both top half and bottom half together. You could always paint the tank at this point, but there's still quite a few more bits to add, so I thought I'd save that till later. Although I have pre-painted the wheels and the tyres, I just matter glue them together onto the axle. And then I attach the suspension to the underneath of the tank. Then all 8 wheels can be attached. Even though they have slots to go into, it's still difficult to get them into alignment, so you do have to kind of hope for the best for that. There are several items to add to the top of the tank now, starting off with the storage box. A lot of these items are symmetrical and optional, so if something too fiddly to put on, it's no great loss if it's not there. For example, there are some tools like spades and pickaxes, plus there are some spare fuel canisters to go on at the front. The idea is the more items you have on it, the better equipped you are. To be honest, a lot of these items are hard to make out just to the naked eye, and they'll only really be seen upon close-up of the camera. Right, there's just a rail to attach to the front, and it's ready for liquid paint. I don't have the exact colour, so I'm going to use the sand grey for the base coat, and I apply 2 coats of this. This will give me a nice even coverage. The camouflage pattern for this vehicle is fairly stripy, and it's made from a combination of green and brown, and I tried to keep the pattern fairly random. The short version of it is you need to basically hide all the hard edges, which gives away that it's a tank. So if you're at a distance, hopefully you won't notice it's there. The spare fuel tanks are painted in dark brown, and all the tools on the tank are painted either wood or metal. The spare tire can now be attached to the back. There's no mount for this, so it has to go straight onto the surface. I gave the whole tank a once over with some brown panel liner, and this should hopefully bring out all the little details. And then I applied the decals. You have a long working time with these, as they can be nudged about and to the right. There were some additional decals to add, but they were so tiny I didn't bother, because when they're that tiny, they're more trouble than what they're worth. It's a good job I've already pre-painted my soldiers, so they just need gluing into place. I find that gel-based super glue is the best for this, as it's got more bite. There's no need to glue the tank down, as it's able to stand upon its own. And with that being said, that's Revell Puma Tank Kit completed. Now it is a very tiny kit at 1 in 76 scale, but that just makes it more affordable. Plus you get 3 soldiers and a display base. You can't go wrong with that for the price. I have previously built up another kit from this range, and that's the Humber Mark II. That also came with a figure and a display base. I'll leave a link for that somewhere. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.